We are going to be going on a girls trip to Taipei. Tonight is the trip, guys. I have no idea what we're going to do once we actually land in Taipei. The only unfortunate part of every trip is having to part ways with Pico because I'm feeling good about this. Hi friends, welcome to my pack and prep video for my birthday trip. This is going to be a chatty one, so grab a tea or your favorite beverage and let's get chatting about all things girls trips. It's so crazy to think that it was around this time last year that I filmed a pack and prep with me video for my first trip ever to Europe, and now here we are again in 2025, but this time we are going to one of my favorite countries in Asia. I am going to be going on a sister's trip to Taipei. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but Taiwan has such a special place in my heart because when I was back in university, I got to do a co-op exchange work experience and I got to live in Taipei for 6 months, and it was one of my favorite places to live, to work. I made tons of friends. It's just such a special city to me. But for this sister's trip, I wanted to go to a familiar country, and that is why I picked Taiwan. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I wish I was in better spirits going into the prep for this trip, but I've been so swamped planning the birthday trip and my work has been so chaotic that I've barely had time to take a breather. So for this prep video, we are getting my birthday nails done. We are packing for this trip. We are going to be discussing styling choices because this is a birthday trip after all and we want to look cute. We are going to be packing my airplane bag, and lastly we are going to be planning the trip itinerary because no, I did not plan this trip at all. I actually have no idea what we're going to do once we actually land in Taipei, so we are going to do that together right now. So let's get started. For the birthday nails, I really wanted to emulate spring, so this was my inspo pic that I showed my nail tech and she did not disappoint. We got the cherries, the blossoms. I've never gotten this type of 3D bubble design, by the way, so that was a first. I also kind of love the nudie pink shade and the sparkly white nails. It's all still understated and low-key despite the designs. And when it comes to getting your nails done, I feel like the process is not complete until you put on your favorite jewelry pieces to complete the look. So I gotta thank today's sponsor, Ana Luisa, for coming through with the cutest pieces. You guys know we've been talking about accessory trends for 2025 and I had bulbous and chunky jewelry on my wish list, so let me introduce you to the Noah ring and the Talia cuff bracelet. Every time I'm getting dressed for the day, I like to add a bit of sparkle through accessories, and now I feel like the look is complete. It's like giving your hands a whole makeover. Ana Luisa offers high quality jewelry at affordable prices so you can elevate your everyday style without breaking the bank. But I also often struggle with finding jewelry in my size because I have super small fingers and my wrists are very thin, so I'm glad to report that Ana Luisa offers rings in smaller sizes, and this gorgeous asymmetrical chunky bangle is thin wrist friendly. Also important to note is that their pieces are long lasting and tarnish resistant as well as water resistant, so you don't have to fear washing your hands when you're wearing these pieces. And most importantly, they are hypoallergenic, so if you have metal allergies like I do, you can still enjoy Ana Luisa's beautiful pieces. And while we are on the topic of girls trips and traveling, let's be honest, I don't think any of us really feel too comfortable taking our most expensive jewelry pieces on trips with us because the chances of losing them are so much higher. That's why having stylish and affordable pieces like these are so crucial to maintaining my style on vacation, but also staying worry-free that my gold jewelry won't be getting lost. Make sure to check out my link in the description box to find your next favorite jewelry pieces for your spring and summer looks. Now let's get back to packing and prepping for Taipei. Okay. Packing. You guys, I tell myself every single year that the next time I have a trip coming up, I will do better than to start packing and putting shoes and clothes in my luggage the night before the trip, but to no avail. I am such a failure. This time was no different. I was busy right up until the trip and I started packing and thinking of outfits last night. Tonight is the trip, guys. Like, how am I gonna improve at packing if I never start doing it ahead of time? But anyway, I can be a lesson for you guys. If you are watching at home and if you guys have any trips coming up, don't be like me. Okay, so here's the outfit combinations that I'm thinking of and let me know what you guys think, okay? I am thinking one dress, one pair of shorts, one pair of jeans, one skirt, and then we mix and match with the tops that we were bringing. And thankfully I have my sister there, so if my outfits are kind of ugly, I can always borrow and mix my clothes with hers. So it's kind of like I'm bringing 2 sets of clothes on this trip. Having a sister close to your age, close to your height, close to your shoe size and clothes size is such a win in life. Okay, now let me show you my shoe situation. Taipei is such a walkable city and I do really love the bike rental service that they have. I used to use it all the time when I was living there, God knows how many years ago. So I'm accounting for that. The shoes option options that I have been thinking of. Hopefully they work for biking and walking a lot. New Balance 530s. These are the ultimate perfect walking shoes, arch support, super soft, and they're lightweight, so you just don't really get tired wearing these guys. I can wear them with skirts and dresses and all kinds of things, so that's why I think these are actually quite versatile. Vintage boulet boots in case we have a lot of rain. I mean, I did look up the forecast. It says the last 2 days that we're going to be there is going to get some rain, but the rains that Taipei gets are not like the rains that you get elsewhere. They're like torrential, crazy rains. So I'm hoping that these kind of boots would be good for that. They're pretty hardy. I would have loved to bring some heels, but alas, I don't think that would be very versatile, especially not for a 1 week trip. I don't think we're going to have many slow days where we're just going to be sitting down all day. This is going to be my closest dressy shoe, my red Korea Mary Jane flats. I have linked these in my bio before, but if you have more questions about them, let me know. I will answer them gladly. Okay, for my last pair of shoes, hear me out. I don't know, I just feel like these Reeves flip-flops are a little bit on the dressier side because they have the sparkles on the strap. While I was living in Taipei for 6 months, I basically lived in flip-flops. Birkenstocks were my good shoes. And then on the really torrentially rainy days, I'd just be wearing foam flip-flops because no other pairs of shoes would survive that weather. And I know I'm just going for spring, so it's not the worst of it. And the typhoon season is in summer, so I probably don't have to worry about it, but I can't help it. I got traumatized, okay? This might get swapped out at the very end, but for now, I think I'm gonna stick with these. Hi, baby. I've been sort of simultaneously putting away the stuff that's going in my big luggage. I don't think I'm gonna bring a carry-on. I think I'm just gonna bring a purse, kind of big one, so I can fit all my essentials in it. Right now, I want to get into entertainment. That is our next segment of this video. For my book, to pass some time if I ever have time. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be spending my downtime split between editing and reading. So let me show you the book I'm bringing. I am bringing this book. It is called The Spice King, which at first when I saw the title, I was like, ew, what? But then I noticed that it has this library staff picks sticker on it, which is always promising because in my past life, I've told you guys I was a library assistant. So this sticker means a lot to me. I take it seriously, and not for nothing. It has actually been really good. It's not a smutty little book like it suggests in the title. I don't know, maybe my mind is just corrupted because of book talk. This is not like that. Not yet, at least. I've only read about 100 pages, and I'm really glad to be bringing just one book on this trip. I would rather have a book that I've already made a dent in than to bring a brand new book, because then I don't really know if I've been vibing with it, and I don't know if it'll be a good vacation read, but so far I like this. So this one's coming with me on the plane, and then I'll update you guys as I read along, because I'm sure in my Taiwan vlog I'll have more updates for you guys about this book. One dress. This one is going to be a good one because it's just linen. It is midi. It definitely is like a Cinderella moment whenever I wear it. Can't wait to show you guys all the looks I'm going to wear there. Go ahead and make your guesses which combinations I'm going to be going with the clothes you're seeing right now. It might be fun. You guys, I put aside one little pouch full of just accessories and things that I wanted to bring to, zhuzh up my outfits. Do you want to see? They're so cute. A little silk twilly, but it's not real silk. My sister bought me these really cute hair clips. I don't know exactly when or how I'm gonna use them yet, but I think I will. Bangles, because we gotta do some bangles. Chunky pearl necklace. These are freshwater pearls. To kind of go with the pearl theme, we're gonna bring my shell necklace in case I want to have like a beach moment. I really don't think I will, but I'm just gonna bring it in case because I don't want to have regrets. My Pascal watch with the green strap and some other stuff, okay? I'm gonna show you guys when I get there. If I could simply put Pico in my bag, not in this bag, like on a carry-on bag, I would literally take him in a blink. Wouldn't even think about it twice. Don't sniff these. I thought to myself that I needed 2 outerwear, so I put aside this crop trench coat and then my vintage leather jacket. I really love the distressing on this one. I was so excited to bring it, but if the France trip taught me anything, it's that leather jackets aren't really the most functional pieces when you're traveling, because either you need something like a trench coat so that it's good against rain and it's just a good light outerwear layer, or you need like a wool sweater, which I have 2 of over there. So I don't think this jacket will come with me, especially because, oh my gosh, it's looking so full and packed already in here, and I don't even have my shoes in there yet. Okay, so we needed to take a little break from packing everything into the big luggage because that was stressing me out. So we're gonna go to what I'm carrying into the airplane with me. It's looking a little bleak right now because this is the first time I'm not taking a backpack or a carry-on the plane with me. At least that is the plan. But if everything on this table fits into my shoulder bag, then we're golden. Oh my goodness, that was a challenge. I really see the merit in having a tote bag in these instances. Holy cow. I may need a bigger bag, but I don't have a bigger bag. Guys, I gave in. I'm gonna bring a tote bag. It just makes no sense. This bag is way too full, and I'm scared that I might bend the library book, and I really don't want that. So for the sake of the book and some other items in my bag, I'm gonna bring the tote bag. I won't be completely hands-free, but at least I won't have to be digging into this bag for every single item that I need. I know it's literally the day of my trip, and technically you really shouldn't be leaving any shopping until the day of, but I really want compression socks, and I'm not taking any risks when it comes to blood circulation. This flight, I'm definitely gonna be wearing compression socks. Ooh, they said they don't have a big selection here. Is this my only option? Didn't have a big selection, but I mean, this is gonna be good enough, right? It's gonna be underneath my jeans. No one's gonna see it as long as it works and I don't get swollen around my ankles. Okay. Hi, baby. I'm all set. Let's go. It is 2:30 and we're estimating 3 hours to Seattle. Yep. Well, hopefully, yeah. Let's just say 3 hours. So we should get there at 5:30, or so we hope. So we made it to Seattle exactly as we anticipated, 5:30. The whole trip took 3 hours, very smooth sailing. We are just chilling in our friend's apartment. Great. He's going out to buy some food, and then once he comes back, he's gonna cook for us. We still have to plan the trip. I asked my Instagram followers for recommendations for Taipei, and they really came through with lovely recommendations. I will be sharing them with you guys, and we're gonna go through the list, pick out which days are gonna be what, and then we'll have an itinerary. It'll be good. Our flight tonight is at 11:50 p.m. Does that count as red eye? I'm not sure. But that is why we have plenty of time to do all the things. So now let's get to planning. So I asked my followers on Instagram to recommend some Taipei recommendations. In my story, I said, guys, help, I'm going to Taipei in less than a week and I've been too swamped to plan. Any recommendations? Cafes, restaurants, must-see spots, hot springs, etc. would be much appreciated. And these recommendations did not disappoint. They were so good. The first person that helped me out with a suggestion said, my husband is from Taipei, so I feel I can help. The must-try restaurant is Din Tai Fung, which actually, this was a place that a Taiwanese friend of mine took me to while I was living in Taipei, so this was definitely going to be on my list. I really want to go to Din Tai Fung. I believe the one I went to was the one that was like in the Taipei 101 location. The wait was always crazy there. Okay, recommendation number 2 said you should check out Jiufan for a day trip. Beautiful lights at night. See, this is kind of sad for me, but even though I was living in Taipei for 6 months, I never got to visit Jiufan, which was really such a bummer for me. I never got to do that. It was like the one touristy thing in Taiwan that was on my bucket list since before going there, but I didn't get to go and see the pretty lanterns. So this time I'm definitely going since it is my birthday trip. Very excited, and thank you for the reminder. And then the next one says, this is all food related, I think. They said Din Tai Fung, Fu Hang, soy milk, Moon Moon Food, Coffee Dumbo, Coffee Law, Boo Boo Store. These all sound really great. I'm gonna add these to my list. Next is for night markets, Ningxia, Raohe, and Shilin. I really apologize if I am butchering these names. It's been a while since I heard them said to me, so I'm just kind of going off memory of how I used to hear the pronunciations. Hopefully I'm not butchering them too bad. Last recommendation was, so exciting! Check out the Zhongshan Nangxi area, several cute cafes and vintage stores. This person's speaking my language. Vintage stores? My sister and I do really have this thing in common. We love to go vintage store hopping, even if we don't buy a whole lot, which we typically do. We never leave empty-handed, but we do just really love seeing the vibes of each store because, to be honest, the best part about vintage stores is the curation. Whenever we walk into a store, we look at the owner, we look at the vibe of the store. It's just part of the experience of vintage shopping, you know? I need to add all these recommendations into my itinerary right now, and I know that the last 2 days are going to be raining in Taipei, so I was kind of hoping that one of the last 2 days will be our hot springs date, and I believe they're quite affordable, so that is why I'm kind of excited to check out the prices and figure out if we can fit these into our last 2 days so that when it's raining, we're going to be inside enjoying the hot springs. I'm feeling good about this. I don't think I'm as unprepared as I was earlier when I started filming this vlog. Okay, I don't have pockets. Let's go! Around. For whatever reason, catching nighttime flights just is not the same vibe as daytime flights, because during the daytime, you come into the airport, I know, it's a little library, and you look outside, you watch the airplanes taking off. It's such a nice vibe. Catching a red eye, I know a lot of people prefer it because they get to sleep on the flight comfortably, but I'd rather get the pretty views. What?